I'm Jonny Smith, welcome to the Late Break Show, and this is the third episode of Projects of the People. This is where we ask you to send your 2-minute videos in for us to look around your garage or in your shed or what's on your drive, why you own it, what you've done to it and why it turns you on so much. And we've got lots to show you, so without me gabbling on, let's enjoy some more garage related voyeurism. This first cluster consists of a pair of long roofs, 2 iconic 80s estate cars, and then a tidy TVR owned by a retired drifter called Tim.
Hi guys, my name is Ollie and I'm from the YouTube channel Foot to Pedal, and this is my 1989 BMW E30 320i Touring. Now it definitely is a bit of a project. Obviously, being a 30-year-old BMW, this comes with plenty of that no-cost option, natural weight reduction, which is of course rust. It wasn't too bad. Mine overall was a pretty solid car, but you know, the usual places I had to do a bit of work on the sunroof, a bit on the front scuttle, and the arches and tailgate both still need doing. Amongst other things, I mean, it runs and drives pretty well, but of course I do have some plans to eventually refurbish the suspension. The clutch will probably need a change, and probably another few bits under the bonnet as well. So what is it that I love so much about this BMW? Well, I'm a through and through petrol head myself, and I feel like this car pretty much is the personification of that. It's just so raw and engaging to drive. It's that 5-speed manual box. It's got an M20 B20 engine, which is a 2-litre naturally aspirated straight 6 with around about 130 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque. Of course, going to the rear wheels, and yeah, it sounds fantastic. It's really fun to drive. It's lightweight, it's agile, and of course it's so minimalistic compared to these new cars. I mean, look at the design. We've just got that one crease that runs all the way down the side. Nice boxy look. A very, very sort of function over form type car. 4 headlights on the front, of course, which I absolutely love. It's that really classic 1980s BMW style. And the small kidney grills, of course, something that's quickly disappearing from new BMWs. So yeah, I just love everything about it, really. I love everything it stands for. Of course, being the touring model as well, it's got a very interesting story in that a man named Max Reisbach, who worked for BMW at the time, actually had a saloon version of this. And basically, to make the touring, because he needed more space for his family, all he did was he moved the C-pillar back and extended it like that and added in the window and the tailgate and everything. And BMW actually loved the design so much they put it into production. My car, of course, is pretty damn original. I don't really plan to change that too much. I've got plenty of history on the thing as well, which is another thing that just, I love owning it. It's just, I can trace its history right back. So yeah, really do enjoy owning this thing. It's a fantastic car to own and drive. Of course, many others appreciate it as well, which is a nice little bonus. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little quick video. Thanks for watching.
Hello Jonny and the Late Break Show. This is my project car. It is a 1990 Volvo 240 GLT estate car, which I've owned since December 2017. I am the second owner. I bought it off its one owner from new. He had bought the car from Ian Allen of Wimbledon. Sticker still in the back window. He had his private plate on it all of its life until I bought it. So it's now fitted with H630 Duff. But the very reason for me wanting a 240 GLT estate car was I grew up with one. My dad had one of these when I was a wee boy, and all of our family holidays and caravan holidays across the continent were with the trusty old 240 GLT estate. He had a mint green 84 and a B-Reg 240 GLT, and I always said I'd buy one day. And when I actually put a wanted advert out on the internet, and this guy contacted me and said he'd shortly be selling his 240 GLT. In the time I've had this car, I've done the head gasket very recently. It's got a full new Volvo exhaust system on it. The interior is waiting for an overhaul. I actually travelled to the Isle of Wight and bought a full leather interior for it. The seats in there at the moment, they're actually not in bad shape considering the age of it, and it was used as an everyday car, but it is looking a bit tired. So that is my next job. 2 minutes are up, so I will speak to you again soon. Thank you again.
Hi, my name's Tim, and this is my TVR Griffith 500, 1993. Done just over 72,000 miles. Has about 8 owners, I think, from memory, so cherished many times. It's in the Chianti Star Mist.
Sorry, Tim, did you just say Chianti Star Mist? I'm sure I met her once at a hotel resort in Thailand.
It's a beautiful black with a hint of kind of a aubergine colour to it. Really stands out when it's in the sun, which may be part 2 perhaps. Being a 500, it's a 5 litre V8. I think factory 0 to 60 is something like 4.6, 4.4. I've had it recently tuned up, and it produces 306 brake horsepower on the dyno. There's no real mods to the car, but yeah, in terms of the actual car, it is unbelievable to drive. I was very much into my Jap cars, used to do a bit of drifting. I live near Santapod, and I had to give all of that up with kids involved, and I just basically needed something that was going to give my fix if I just took it out for a quick blast down the country roads. And I tell you what, after trying a E36 M3, which was a great car, nothing came close to this. Absolutely nothing. It is literally shit your pants scary, gives you all the kind of, it's a bit too dark in there to show, gives you all the thrills that you need if you're a petrol head. And yeah, I don't really ever want to sell this car, but with imminent electric vehicles coming through, that's another conversation.
I like these 3 next cars because they all show massive owner commitment. One has a tattoo of his car's wheel, one is 15 years old and attempting an ambitious engine swap, and the other, Wesley, owns a heavily worshipped BMW M3.
Hello, Stuart here, South East London. This is my Mk1 Escort. I've had it since 2008. Originally a 1300, we now have 2 litre Pinto, mildly tuned, enough for me. I don't drive it like an idiot. Favourite parts of the car, I love the 4-spoke RS alloys, that much. 2-tone paint. When I got it resprayed, after it had been nicked and damaged, I went for 2-tone paint. I'm not sure it's a good idea, but some people like it.
I personally like the 2-tone, Stuart, but I have to interrupt here and apologise that we didn't have a chance to fully show his other Ford, a very late Survivor Sierra estate.
Brown interior, brown carpet, which we got in from Australia. Me and my lovely wife fitted that ourselves. That was fun, teamwork. Steering wheel is another one that I like. It's got the original Escort standard steering wheel centre that I've trimmed down to fit into that Spring Alex look-alike. And the other thing, what I did over lockdown, was I put stickers over the whole of the inside of the roof of the car. It's never had headlining in all the years that I've owned it. I've heard that it's a pig of a job, so I've never done it. Probably never will now. I've spent literally days putting all these stickers on there. Yeah, great car. It's the car that's broken down way more than any other car I've ever owned. But despite that, I love it, and I wanted a Mk1 Escort since I was at school. So I finally got one.
My name is Emir Jones, I'm 15 years old, I live on Anglesey, and this is my 2003 Fiat Siecento project car. I got it about 4 or 5 years ago from my grandmother when it failed its MOT. She tried to get rid of it, but nobody would buy it, and well, it was just easier giving it to me. So, yeah, it was supposed to be an autotest car originally, so it's got the harnesses and it's got the roll cage, and well, the windows and stuff don't work. It's not very good, I'm going to be honest. It's a classic Fiat. So Under here, it's got the 1 litre fire engine. Pretty terrible, I'm going to be honest. It's got about 30 odd horsepower. Goes like pretty well around the track, but it needs to go. So, if we follow the fake BMW stripes to the door mats we screwed onto the rear to keep the dust down, we see over here a 1993 Subaru Brat. This has a 1.8 litre flat 4 engine. It's the EA81 engine, which is the earlier variant of the one they put in the Impreza. So we're going to take the axles and the engine out of this and somehow build a structure inside of the Fiat to accommodate those, and it should become a Fiat Siecento WRX. Is the project, does it really make sense? No, but I'll never get rid of this car because it's the car I learned how to drive in. It's a car I taunted for years when my grandmother had it because I thought it was terrible. Then I got it and drove it and absolutely love it. And it's just a good way to keep it going for longer by making it a Subaru underneath.
So this is my E36 3 Series, 1996. Passed my test dinner in 2001 after getting some compensation for a push bike accident that I had. So it's my first car and I got to pass my driving test dinner. She's a convertible, which was the in thing at the time. But I do love this car. I've had her for a long time. I definitely won't be getting rid of her anytime soon. And yeah, much modified from the original spec. Very modified, in fact. She's got some AC Schnitzer monoblock wheels on her and an AC Schnitzer exhaust system and the rear diffuser. She's got the short shift mechanism as well. I fitted quite a few years ago now. She's got an individual BMW interior that I got from a crashed E36 M3 probably 20 years ago now. Got the M3 wheel that I had retrimmed in Napa leather a couple of years ago. My favourite parts of the car is a plaque that's signed by all my favourite touring car drivers: Colin Turkington, Andy Prio, Steve Soper, Rob Collard and Nick Foster and Alex Sims. One of my favourite bits. And also something I keep with the car, picture of my gran, who's sadly gone, much missed. Trying to get a quick picture of the engine bay. Let's open this up. There we go, straight 6, 3.2, about 350 horsepower now, and that's where she'll be staying. But yeah, love the car to death, and she gets to live in here now with my British touring car collection and my Star Wars collection. So yeah, loving it. Thanks guys.
The next three share one tenuous thing in common. They're all classed as trucks, although one is huge and powerful, one is tiny and not powerful, and the other isn't really a truck, but it's nicknamed Big Truck. Anyway, who cares? They're all cool.
Hi, I'm Phil from Staffordshire. Online I'm known as Fresh and Minty due to owning various mint green vehicles over the years, but my ethos is to modify unique vehicles to keep the roads interesting. The truth is I don't choose weird cars, the weird cars choose me. I just seem to be naturally drawn to vehicles that most people find ugly. Check my car history on Instagram. I've modified all my cars to various degrees, but today I want to tell you about my 1985 Honda Acty. When I was a teenager, the vehicle I wanted more than anything was a Bedford Rascal. I don't know whether it's the blocky styling or the miniaturisation cuteness, but I just loved them. Real life got in the way until 2016, when I saw a chance photo of this Honda Acty on the internet. A week later I was catching 3 trains on one-way tickets, in the dark, and a bag of tools to view it. All the recipe for disaster when buying a car, but sometimes it's best just to go for it. In 2016 I fitted 10-inch image wheels and gas coilovers, but I was never happy with the rear lows. In 2018 I went for a full-on tubbed front arches, full link rear adjustable height hydraulic suspension setup, and a natural worn builder's van look with beer crate rear wheel arches and dashboard thermos flask speakers. By the end of 2018 I was missing having a car I could polish and get a shine off, and I knew it would gradually rust away if I left it like that, so I booked it in for a full body rebuild and respray. My main plan was to make the body as factory look as possible, albeit with modern touches like LED lighting. It was ready in October 2019 to tour the 2020 shows, many of which never happened, but at those that did happen I got great feedback from people I spoke to. The aluminium hardtop was added summer 2020, mainly for the practicality of taking stuff needed for weekend car shows. As well as being cute, tiny cars fit nicely in a standard single garage without any inconvenience, and can be a forever car. I know mine will be.
Okay, my name's Jason and this is my 1965 Chevrolet El Camino race truck. Okay, so as I go around the truck I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Finish by starting it up. Completely cold start, so you can hear that lovely V8 along with my neighbours. Okay, so we've got full race suspension from UMI Performance in America, Viking gas struts, limited slip diff, NASCAR wheels. At the front there, the original gearbox, but rebuilt, is a Muncie M20 4-speed gearbox, hydraulic clutch release bearing, McLeod clutch, Patriot headers. Moving on to the engine, used to be a 283, but I've swapped it out. It's now a 383 small block Chevy that has Edelbrock heads, flat top pistons, a few other trick bits inside, and an AVS carb. Okay, so I'm keeping it fairly traditional. I haven't gone down the LS route, but as you'll hear in a minute, it does sound well. A few other little bits and pieces, so I've rebuilt all the clocks and gauges and dash, trying to keep a bit of originality to it. And as you look around, you can see there's a bit of sheet metal work, got new rear quarters. Looking at the bodywork, still plenty to do, especially when you look at the sides. Okay, that's all that lovely Utah weather for you. Over there you can see the colour, it's going to be Audi RS5 Sonoma Green. Okay, so let's have a bit of a start up. Hopefully she'll start first time. Fuel pump on. Check she's in neutral.
I'm Ed and I'm here to talk to you about my beloved. When I was little, I mean properly very little, I used to have Lego, like I'm sure you did, and I used to make myself a car. And I made the same car over and over again and play with it relentlessly. I made a kind of a brick and I put wheels on it and I called it Big Truck, and I loved Big Truck. And as I grew older, Big Truck got bigger and it got better, and I started using Technics Lego for the wheels, those big kind of gnarly ones you had with the Formula 1 car, remember that one? And then finally, I was probably in my late 40s, I bought it. I bought that car. I took it over to my mum's house and she had one look at it and said, Ed, she said, you've made Big Truck. And you know what? She's got a point. I pretty much have. And here it is, Big Truck. Now my kids are teenagers and they've come to understand that, you know, this is my favourite baby, second to the dog. They're okay with it. Nothing therapy won't fix. Let me give a little guided tour and show you what I've done with it.
I can sense that Ed is living the dream with his Hilux Surf. That's the thing. Dream cars aren't always expensive or fast or sporty. Ed, live the dream. I love it.
The amount of money that's gone in and the amount of enjoyment that's come out is quite disproportionate, to be honest with you. I've looked after it the best I can. I've not added that much more than the guy before me did. I've finished some bits and pieces and I've tweaked some bits and pieces, but really the bulk of the work was done by him. I'm slightly jealous of that because I feel like I had a bit more claim to ownership if I'd done it. So this is pretty much it. This is my beast, the love of my life. I hope you enjoyed listening to me prattle on about it. At least I think I'm talking to people who probably share the same mental disorder that I do.
Two bonus car videos here for you. One is a Nova, the other a gorgeous Beetle Karmann Cabrio. The connection? Well, both owners are called Adam.
Hello and welcome to cold Norfolk. My name's Adam and this is my 1989 Vauxhall Nova. This is only one of 4 Vauxhall Nova Stings that is left on the road. So as we can see, it's obviously tucked away in the garage at the present moment, floating in the air. I've taken the rear beam off recently just to give it a bit of a tidy up, but under here we still have the 1.2 with a lovely selection of grey Semco hoses. We've got some carbon fibre bits at the back. Everything's been fully resprayed in Casablanca white, or 10L as some people will know it as. Yeah, generally keeping it tidy underneath here. There is some plans for a bigger engine to go in, which will be running on carbs as well, which kind of moves me on to come around here where we have some bricks holding up some parts due to no suspension at the present moment. The old Bilsteins are coming out with new coilovers going in. We have V6 Calibra brake calipers with some Lotus Elise Series 2 discs, so they're 288mm, and GSI anti-roll bars. And then if we look down the side, we've got GSI side skirts, rear beam down here as well. Obviously all the mouldings, the boot handles, side skirts down there, and the bottoms of like the bumpers have all been resprayed, including door handles and the locks. We have the coilovers already going in, and then obviously wheels underneath as well. As we can see, there is a bit of storage going on inside. So interior, just general standard kit at the present moment. We'll be looking at a full retrim on there as well. But yeah, this is my project. And you will see it at many of the shows, hopefully in the coming years.
Car stuff with Herbert
And Uncle Ads.
and Hetty!
Okay, so this is my 1962 Beetle, which I've owned for years and years. In fact, I've always had Beetles. I feel like I know them through and through. And this one, I feel like I've touched sort of every little bit of the car. I do all the maintenance on the car myself. Anyway, I'm going to ask my twins a couple questions about the car and what they love about it and stuff like that. So Herbert, what features on the car do you love? Go on.
I've got
4
4.
features.
Firstly,
Yeah.
I love the speedometer because it's all big.
Yeah.
And then I
Hang on. Okay.
Then I love the little engine.
Oh,
wait,
let's
that's
have a look
meant
at
to
the
be
engine
close,
then.
isn't it? Oh, well. And thirdly, I love the noise it makes.
Oh, you'd love the noise it makes?
Yeah.
Come on. I can't remember saying you could start it up, but...
Oh, well. Fourthly,
Yeah.
I love that when you're driving, it does a lot of backfire. Yeah.
Okay then, Hetty, tell me the features on this car that you love.
So first, I absolutely love the horn.
Okay, should we hear the horn?
Yeah.
Go on then. Hey, what a funny horn.
The other thing I really love about this car is the luggage compartment. It's at the front.
It's at
which
the
is-
front?
Yeah. And then this is where we keep all our stuff. Dad?
Yeah?
Is this the petrol tank?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hetty!
Did you enjoy that? Did you? I have to say, the clips that we've been sent in, the variety, just the sheer breadth has just been amazing. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you found it in some way maybe inspiring, bringing together this kind of community that we have of people that appreciate vehicles far and wide. If you're not already a subscriber to the Late Break Show, I urge you to subscribe, bang the bell icon so that when we put a new episode up, you'll be the first to know. We do an episode every week. I'm getting tired, so I'm going to go for a sleep. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jonny Smith. Goodbye. So good. So good.